Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GWE100, the Geschützwagen E100, the top of the line tier 10 German SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Murovanka, and the commander of this vehicle is Captain Ashstorm. Yes, you've challenged him to Arty Day to try and beat him. But this admin of What Arty Noobs is taking this matter very seriously and getting in some practice early on. So he's throwing down the gauntlet with this game, and you'll see exactly what I mean in a little while. For the moment, he's hugging the edge of the map, trying to get as far as possible away from the spawn point. Whoa, knocked a tree down there. Couldn't be helped. They are very close to the edge, so he's not bothering about those last two trees, but he is still moving away from them. So if the enemy does fire at those pots, they will miss him. But he's going over to the far west side of the map. I think he's going to those bushes there. Yep, and he's just about to set up his firing position, and he's ready for action. Now I've got two targets ahead, an LTTB, and in the Magic Forest we've got a T25 Pilot 1 and a T10. This is a tier 10 game, obviously, because the GWE100 is a tier 10 Arty. He's dialed in straight away on the T10, round out, and 205 hit points from a splash, 2 critical hits. More than likely he did the tracks of that T10, but he's chopped his hit points down considerably. He's moved away from his firing position, just lining himself up. He's still got a little while before the reload completes, 31 seconds. In fact, actually it's 31.5, so close to 32 seconds. And that's actually better than sometimes it takes for tier 8s. Going after a defender now. Oh, that was a direct hit! Unfortunately, the target went unspotted just as he fired, so he won't know, or won't find out how much damage he did until after the game. But I suspect it was very substantial, because a GWE100 has a 21 centimeter howitzer, so he would have done a lot of damage to that defender, which is of course a tier 8 premium heavy tank. Okay, he's loaded, but he's looking around for a target. The T10's been hit and has been stunned. He lost 500 hit points, well, 400 hit points already. But I think he was looking for something else. Oh, now this has caught his attention. There's a T10 further north on the edge of the map, which means obviously he's not going to move very far, and he's dialed in. Round out on the T10. Direct hit, 463 hit points, 3 critical hits. If you can take advantage of a situation where the enemy has actually placed themselves at a disadvantage, they can't maneuver quickly because they're right against the edge of the map, that actually can be quite useful. You want to take advantage of anybody who's right at the edge of any map, or put themselves between a couple of buildings and they can't maneuver easily. The other thing I should notice is that Captain Ashstorm is using chocolate, so you might want to consider using some premium consumables. And he's got another hit this time, 416 hit points, and he's relocating already. That's 1,084 hit points already within the first 4 minutes of the game. Now we can look. Oh, we can see the defender. He has lost about a quarter of his hit points, but he's going after that Leopard prototype. Unfortunately, they've all gone unspotted again. The Bat Chat is in a little wolf pack down there at the bottom. They're drawing the enemy in, and I think Captain Ashstorm's going to take advantage of that, because they'll move in to take the gap. There's, you can see he's lost about 300 odd hit points, and that was a splash hit, 117. Okay, he's right against the edge of the map himself at the moment, which is not very favourable for most other tanks, but for Arty it's okay, because you can pull away by just driving straight forward. Okay, Oho. He's on that ridge line at the moment. You can't see it because we're not in battle assistant. On look down view it's very deceptive, but he fires the round at the Oho, and it looks like he got a direct hit. probably not on the OHO, might be on something else that's behind the OHO, because the shell appeared to go a little longer and then disappear. So I suspect he didn't hit the OHO, but he did hit somebody that wasn't spotted. Now he's going to go for the defender again. He's dialed in, he's marked where he thinks the enemy is. That's also quite a useful tool, because it then helps your team to look where you are looking and where you're aiming, and that might give them the incentive to try and spot there. And if they can spot someone, they can pick up the spotting damage, you see. So I often do that. I will mark the target and let my team then indicate. Now, is that the defender? Yes, it is. Round out. And that's just landed in front of him. 298 hit points, 3 critical hits. Probably knocked out one of the crew members. And he's pulling back. That's always a good sign, because when a tank pulls back like that, they have been badly damaged. And look at the OHO. Oh, he's taken substantial damage. He's almost down to a third of his health. He's at 37% at the moment. So probably that shell did hit the OHO. And he's dialed in, using battle assistant this time. Round out. Direct hit again. 401 hit points this time. That OHO is now one shot for anybody who can get something on him. But he did knock that tree over there, so by all rights he should move away from it, because otherwise that will give the game away to the enemy Arty if they are paying attention. Now that Leopard prototype is staying around the defender. I don't know if that's good team tactics or not. At least the defender will draw the fire and the Leopard prototype can hide behind him. But this round is about to go in. Round out. Direct hit again. 405 hit points. He's now up at 2.3k of damage. So you're going to have to go some if you're going to beat Captain Ashstorm. Nice relocation. Moves off forward. Comes back at a different angle to somewhere else. If the enemy did fire, they would only get a splash. Dialing in on the OHO for the kill shot. Round out. And he got him! The OHO's out the game. Back in the garage. Now they've got a solid advantage. 2 tanks, 6-4. The enemy is still occupying the Magic Forest. And I can see that there's a T-54 Mob 1 in there. And there's a Batchat as well. And of course the defender with the Leopard. I'm not sure what the other tank is. I think it may be a T-10 next to the T-54. But Captain Ashstorm's going to fire north at the Striv, who's being assaulted at this moment by the Skoda. So hasty aim. Round out. Might be a bit late. It splashes him for 166, 2 critical hits. That may assist the Skoda. We've lost sight of the Striv. Oh, he knocked the tree over! Now, I'm not sure. Was he aware of that? Well, he did knock a tree over. Now, I'm not sure if the enemy is paying attention at the moment. I think they're far too busy dealing with our tanks. But you can never tell. Okay, he's aiming where he thinks they are. Hoping that Lorraine will pop round the corner. But the Lorraine's been taken out. But we've got a whole bunch of enemy tanks here. And one shell into that bunch is going to cause damage to all of them. And he does. He gets hits on the Batchat 25 and the Leopard prototype. Leopard prototype took the brunt of it. 315 hit points. Batchat got 70. And I think he's probably going to pick up some stun assist if the T-44 puts some shells in. But it looks like the T-44 is retreating. That means the KV-4 is going to probably have to hold off these attackers. Note the T-44 just pulled back a little bit. He's gone back up to have a spot again. I think he knows he's going to pick up spotting damage. Oh, and the defender's coming down. And we've lost the T-44. But Captain Ashstorm can do something about the defender. Round out. Oh, he turned away. But he's still got 97 hit points of splash on him. 3 critical hits again. And our team is now moving into the enemy cap area. And Captain Ashstorm is taking the wise decision to go north, which is what I would do. Get behind your own team. Make your own team a buffer between you and the enemy. The enemy basically owns the east side of the map at the moment, but they don't own the cap area at the south, whereas we do own the cap in the north, or at least we're closer to it, and it's going to be more difficult for the enemy to get shots on our guys without being seen in the process, because that Conqueror and the Jagdtiger are coming up to the cap. It's only the KV4 in the south who's watching over our cap. But Captain Ashstorm's going to take any spots the KV4 provides and act on it. And the defender is probably coming this way, more than likely. I would actually guess that, yes, there's the Leopard. He's been spotted in the south. I was about to say that he'd probably come up the bottom line, right at the bottom of the map, hugging the bottom line, because there's lots of cover around there. He fires at the Leopard. Oh, good hit! 461 hit points, and the KV4 fires in as well. He didn't get any stun assists, so I don't think the KV4 got a hit, but it does set down a warning to the enemy. Yes, we own this cap, and if you try to infringe on it, you will get hit. Meanwhile, in the north, they're effectively now moving to try and cut off any attempt by the enemy to get a reset. The Conqueror and the Jagdtiger are getting between, and of course the Batchat is right at the back of the map to affect any assault that's going around the back of the top of the map. And a direct hit on the Gorilla for 510, and he's taken down immediately. So he picks up the stun assist. Now the defender is trying to have a go at the KV4, and unfortunately we're in reload now. But it's going to be another 15 seconds or so before Captain Ashstorm can engage. And meanwhile, the Leopard prototype is trying to sneak along the south line, and Captain Ashstorm can really muck up his game with this shot. He's going to shotgun mode, aiming manually. He's been spotted, but he takes him out with a shotgun, and that's the end of the prototype. And there's no Arty to worry about, because the enemy Arty's been taken out and the defender's taken out, so that's a 15-9 win. And that's what you're going to have to match, guys and girls. Win 8 of 4-2, 4-8 on that battle. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a first-class tanker for Captain Ashstorm in the GWE100. He also picked up a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. He got 20. He got a Gore's Medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And lastly, he picked up a high caliber because he dealt the most damage in the battle overall. Now let's have a look at the team score, see where it was. Well, 5,160 hit points of damage overall. He managed to get 3 kills, which puts him at the top of the table with the Batchat 25. Both got 3. But when it came to base XP, he was top of the table again with 962 base experience points. He fired 16 rounds, and that's a lot for a GWE100, considering the reload time is normally quite high. So I suspect that Captain Ashstorm has got a very good crew in this GWE100. He also got 10 direct hits, 10 penetrations, and 9 splash. Did damage of 5,160 hit points, of which 4,915 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the closer one was the Leopard prototype, who was basically within shouting distance. He received 1 hit and 1 penetration, and that was from the Leopard. He also did damage to 8 of the enemy and killed 3 of them, and did stun assistance damage of 322 hit points and of 16 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 67,830 credits, and after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, and the consumables here were the chocolate which he was using, he still had a profit of 12,079 credits. That's a tier 10 Arty making a profit when tier tanks don't normally make a profit, but that's because most tier 10 tanks fire premium ammo, and of course Captain Ashstorm didn't. He fired standard HE. He received 1,443 XP, but it was times 5 for the weekend, so he actually took away 7,250 15 experience points altogether. So you can just show that his crews are going to get better and better as the days go by. And of course, it's next week. It's the 28th and the 29th of April that we're holding Arty Day, and it's your opportunity to score the highest score you can in any Arty in any specific tier, and you will be measured against the other Artys of each of those tiers, and the highest player, or the highest score, base XP, the highest video replay that's actually sent to us, or the replay link that's sent to us, showing for those dates, that has a high base XP, then that will be the winner, and there is a prize for the winners. So stay tuned and do take part, because it was a lot of fun last year, and the winners got their videos their games converted to video, so everybody could enjoy exactly how they did. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.